Rahim Kassan is the Breitbart News London editor-in-chief and the author of the new book, No-Go Zones, How Sharia Law is Coming to a Neighborhood Near You. Rahim, welcome back to the program.
Thank
you know, you hear and you look at those pictures and you hear about the thousands of people who are coming across to these, basically low-hanging fruit countries that are right across from the Middle East and Northern Africa. They're the easiest places to get to. And it's a combination of tragedy and desperation for so many families, but also some percentage of danger presented here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's incredible, isn't it, when you look at the number of people who are suffering as a result of the human traffickers themselves and these shoddy little boats that they put them on in the sea, and many are dying and suffering as a result of that illegal trade in people coming from Turkey and coming from parts of North Africa as well. And you would just think that we would have some semblance of introspection over this. Maybe we don't allow these boats to come over. Maybe we don't start rescuing people who have been human trafficked there and bringing them into Europe, because it only encourages, it's the pull factor, it only encourages those human traffickers to carry on that illegal trade. You know, Australia had this same problem, and what their solution was to turn the boats back. You may not land illegally in Australia and then claim citizenship and all the rights of residents, and actually their problem ceased. And Europe hasn't quite got to grips with that yet. And it's not obviously just that problem that we're talking about. Barcelona today, I guarantee you, I mean, the guy that we know has come from Ceuta and the other guy from Melilla. These are two Spanish enclaves in the north of Africa. These are areas which are hotly under dispute, and areas in which thousands of migrants, literally every week, are storming the gates to these areas and trying to race their way into Europe. And you see it in that video that you just showed.
You know, in so many cases, though, we have seen that it's homegrown terrorism. You know, maybe second generation young men who have grown up in England or grown up in France, disgruntled for whatever reason, and find an identifying factor with these groups. You've studied what you call these no-go zones in so many of these cities, and it's likely that there are areas perhaps like this where these people who perpetrated this today came from?
Well, we know that Barcelona has some neighborhoods like this, and not too far away from where the attack happened. So it is completely possible. I mean, we don't want to jump to conclusions like some other people out there do very, very quickly. But we'll wait and see. But there is a high likelihood of this. And I haven't just studied them, I've lived them. You know, I lived in London most of my life, and I've seen these places come to fruition. I traveled to Sweden, I traveled to Brussels, to the northern Parisian suburbs, and I saw what was going on in these neighborhoods, how second-generation immigrants who grew up in Muslim families, people like me, people with my name, with my complexion, that look like me, were being taken in by radical fundamentalist Islam and having their minds poisoned and going out and doing things like this. And I know what the conveyor belt looks like. I know how people get there. The problem is, you know, I can scream about it until I'm blue in the face, but unless we have real policy solutions aimed at anti-ghettoization and anti-segregation, and stop putting people in these migrant ghettos, then we're just going to keep seeing this sort of stuff.
Rahim, thank you very much. Great to see you again. Rahim Kassan.